I used to believe that when a mother lets her daughter go, it's supposed to be the beginning of peace, a sign that she's done her job, raised her right, taught her how to love, how to live, how to build her own home. But peace is something I haven't known for a long, long time. My name's Martha James, and this is the story of how I lost my daughter twice. Once to a man she called her husband, and again to something I still can't explain. When my daughter Alicia told me she'd met someone, she glowed. She was 26, independent, beautiful, and too kind for this world. The man's name was David, a software engineer from Atlanta. He had that calm, patient way of talking, the kind that made you feel seen. I remember the first time he came over. He brought me flowers, looked me right in the eye and said, "Mrs. James, I promise I'll take care of your girl. You got my word." And I believed him. Alicia looked so happy, laughing, planning, dreaming. I wanted to hold on to that joy for her because God knows, after her father died, she deserved a little light. They got married in a small ceremony in our church. Just family, hymns, and quiet tears. Then they moved into a beautiful home 2 towns away. For the first few months, everything seemed perfect. She called me every day. They sent pictures, dinners, new furniture, their garden, even their cat, Luna. Until one day, the calls slowed down. Then stopped. At first, I didn't think much of it. Newlyweds, busy schedules, it happens. But then I started noticing things. When I called, David would answer sometimes, polite, but always saying, "She's resting, Mrs. James. She's been feeling a little tired lately." Tired. That word started haunting me. I texted her once, "Baby, are you okay?" Hours passed, then a reply, "I'm happy, Mama. Just tired. Don't worry." But mothers know. We always know. There was something off about those words. They didn't sound like her. The punctuation, the tone, the warmth, gone. The visit. 2 months later, I couldn't take it anymore. I told David I was coming to visit. He hesitated, but finally said, "Sure, Mrs. James, just give us a heads up next time." When I arrived, the house looked perfect. Too perfect. The grass trimmed, the curtains drawn, everything arranged just so. But Alicia, she looked pale. Not sick, just hollow. Her eyes had that tired glaze, like someone who hadn't slept right in weeks. She hugged me tight, but her hands were trembling. And when David walked into the room, she froze, just for a second, then smiled, that forced picture-perfect smile. "See, Mama, I told you we're doing good." But that night, when David went to bed early, I caught her standing in the kitchen, staring at nothing. I whispered, "Baby, are you really okay?" She turned to me slowly and whispered back, Don't say anything. Please. Then she glanced up at the ceiling, at a small round dot above the cabinets. I thought it was a smoke detector, but her eyes, they told me it wasn't. The next morning, David said he had to leave for work. As soon as his car pulled out, I asked her directly, "What's going on in this house?" She started crying. Silent tears, shaking hands. "He watches me, Mama." At first, I didn't understand. Watches you? How? Everywhere. Cameras, microphones, even in the bedroom. He says it's for security, but it's not. She showed me one. A small black lens behind the photo frame on the wall. Another inside the clock. One hidden in the vent. There must have been at least a dozen. My stomach dropped. I felt rage and fear all at once. "We're leaving, baby, right now." But she shook her head. "If he sees me leave, he'll come after us. He always knows." I wanted to call the police, but she grabbed my hand and said, "He's always listening, Mama. Please, not here." So that night, while David slept, we whispered plans in the dark. I'd come back the next morning, help her pack quietly, and drive away before sunrise. I kissed her forehead before I left, promising I'd be there. When I reached home that night, I couldn't sleep. My phone buzzed around 3 a.m., a message from Alicia. "I'm scared, Mama. I think he knows." I called back, no answer. I texted, nothing. By dawn, I was in my car racing to her house. When I got there, the front door was wide open. The lights flickered. Luna, the cat, was hiding under the couch, trembling. "Alicia?" I called. No answer. I ran through every room shouting her name until I reached the bedroom. The bed was empty, sheets torn, a few drops of blood on the floor. And then I saw it, the hidden camera, mounted right above the dresser, still recording. The red light was blinking. I took it down, heart pounding, and stuffed it in my bag. That's when I heard it. A soft creak from the basement. The door was half open, leading into the dark. Every instinct screamed for me to run, but I couldn't leave her. I went down the steps, each creak louder than the last. The air smelt damp, metallic, like rust and something else. There was a desk, a chair, and a wall of screens. Every screen showed a live feed from every room in the house, including the bathroom, the bedroom, even the backyard. And on one of the screens, I saw her, my Alicia, tied to a chair, crying. I screamed her name, "Alicia!" But it wasn't live. The timestamp showed it was 2 days old. Then a door behind me slammed shut. David's smile. I spun around, and there he was. David. He looked calm, too calm, holding a cup of coffee, like this was just another morning. You shouldn't have come here, Mrs. James. Where is she? I shouted. He smiled. She's safe, happier than she's ever been. Didn't you read her message? He stepped closer, eyes empty. I promised you I'd take care of her. My hand found a wrench lying on the workbench.
His laptop,
I
hard
raised
drives,
it,
cameras.
shaking,
That's
terrified.
when I found the folder.
But
titled
before anything else
Happiness.
happened, the sound of
Inside
sirens
were
filled the
hundreds
air.
of videos.
The police
All of
burst
her,
in. Apparently, a
cooking,
neighbor had
sleeping,
called after hearing my
crying,
screams.
singing.
They
Every
took
day,
him.
every hour,
He didn't
recorded
fight.
her life like she was some
He just looked at me
experiment.
and said one last
And
thing.
at the very end,
You'll
one last
never
file.
find her.
Final _
For
happiness.
months, they searched.
.mp4.
The woods, the
That
rivers.
was 3 years ago.
They found some
I
of her
still live
things.
in the same house.
Her phone, her
pictures on the
necklace.
walls, her
but
laughter,
not her.
echoing in the memories.
David never
Sometimes,
confessed.
late at night,
He sat in that
my
cell
TV flickers on
smiling
by itself. The screen
until one
shows
night
static.
he hung
Then for a
himself with
split
his
second,
bed sheet.
I see her face,
The case went cold,
smiling,
but
like
I
she used
couldn't
to.
stop. I went through
I've replaced
everything
every
he
camera,
owned,
every light,
his laptop,
every wire
hard.
in this house. And still, sometimes I wake up to a tiny red light blinking in the dark. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's him. Or maybe she's still trying to tell me something. If you ever feel like someone's watching you, don't ignore it. Because sometimes the people who say they'll take care of you are the ones recording your every breath. This was Martha James' story. If you believe some secrets should stay buried, subscribe for more stories like this on Voices of Auntie Carol.